With our lives being pulled in so many directions, it can be hard to focus on the most important thing, your well-being. Welcome to Are You Real Fit, where we educate you through personal experience, certified training, and coachings that show you how being healthy, biologically and spiritually is an achievable journey. Now, welcome your host, running coach, and certified personal trainer, Casey Fuller.
Roar Nation, I am so excited to announce a new thing that we are going to be launching in the next 30 to 45 days. We are coming up with an entire online e-course. We are totally in beta right now, so what that means, we are in the process of making it, and we are looking for 15 to 20 people who want to be a part of finding their purpose and getting launched into what they're called to do. So let me tell you what this looks like. When we're finished with this course, we're going to be selling it for $297. If you join right now, you send an email to me, you get on the contact or the About Me page, and send me an email. We're going to take the first 20 people. So I highly recommend, if you're hearing this, I would jump on it if you have any interest. And let me tell you why. We're not selling it for the $297 to get started. So if you log in now, send me an email, you will get the course for $97. And not just that, we are also going to do a bunch more stuff on top of this, only for the first 20 people. And let me tell you what that looks like. You're going to get lifetime access to the course. You're going to be part of a closed Facebook group that you'll never have to pay for. Down the road, we're going to be charging for this group. And also, you're going to get my book for free, Remodel Your Life, and you're also going to get my friend Rusty's book, who's producing the course, Entre Purpose book. We'll send both of those books to you digitally, plus you get the closed Facebook, lifetime access, and then on top of that, kind of a caveat, you're going to get direct access to both Rusty and myself through 4 video calls. So you're going to get all this for $97, and as soon as we launch the course, it's going to go up to $297, and you won't get any of the other free stuff. So it's just for the first 20 people. So check it out. Get on there. If you have any interest, get on there. Let me know. We'll be sending some stuff out, get you guys plugged in, part of the group. You're going to find your purpose. We're going to help you with purpose statement, declaration statement, and stepping into everything that God has for you this year and for your life. So jump in and be a part of what we're doing.
Hey, Roar Nation. I'd like to welcome you to episode 3 of Are You Real Fit? And on this episode, we're going to dive into why proper nutrition is important for you. But before that, I want to remind you guys to check out all the new hosts on Are You Real? We have bi-weekly shows and weekly shows that come out with new hosts that we launched in January. So you're going to want to check those out. We have one coming out every day of the week. Are You Real Success? Are You Real Linked? Are You Real Business? Are You Real Fit? Are You Real Government coming in February? And then, of course, Are You Real? The Purpose podcast with John Fuller, and that is on the normal day every Wednesday. You can check out his new guest and who he's interviewed on Wednesday of every week. Be sure to get on and check out the new podcasts as well. You can get those on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. So as we get started on the importance of nutrition, I want to dive into this a little bit on the subject of drinking water. I know that sounds kind of basic, but most people that I train and I work with, one of the first questions I ask is, how much water do you drink in a day? And surprisingly, most people give me the answer, not very much, or a little bit here and there, but I like my sodas. So that is usually a very beginning place to start with getting your nutrition on track and learning how to get going in the right direction. So with that, I'm going to give you guys just a couple reasons why you're going to want to start drinking more water if you don't drink enough water already. So one of the first reasons is that it regulates your body temperature. It keeps your skin looking young, which of course all of us want to look younger, feel younger. It also protects your heart. It helps you burn fat. It prevents constipation, decreases fatigue. It flushes toxins out of your body. It carries oxygen to your cells in your body. And then it helps control your calorie intake because when you drink water, you don't just feel hungry all the time, because sometimes we eat food thinking that we're hungry, but really our bodies are thirsty. And so if we'll get enough water in throughout the day, we tend to not eat as much food. So that's a bonus as well. And then water also encompasses about 65% of the human body. And so it's just as important to you as eating a healthy diet. It also can detox and it can cleanse your body, and then it also helps you to digest your food, specifically protein. So what I recommend is a little less than 1 ounce of water per pound of body weight. So for example, for myself, I weigh 128 pounds and I've worked up to a gallon of water a day. I didn't start there. I slowly worked my way up, but I'm pretty consistent at hitting about 120 to 128 ounces a day, which is actually a gallon of water. So depending on how active you are and how much you weigh, that plays a role in how much water you would need to drink in a day. Personally, I am on the very active scale, and so for me, I definitely need to get that gallon of water in a day, and it has helped me to have more energy and to just feel better overall. So I want to encourage you guys, if you don't drink water already, or if you tend to drink your tea and your sodas, and I know that you hear how bad they are for you, but it's a simple thing to cut out in your daily routine and to fix your nutrition and tweak some things that you can do pretty simply just by cutting out, drinking some of those sodas or some of that tea and adding in a little bit more water and slowly, drinking a little more and a little more. And I guarantee you that's going to make a huge difference in how you feel and even in your motivation to get healthier in other areas as well. So with that, I want to go into the food side of things. So good nutrition, it provides the building blocks for muscle for your body. And I hear a lot of women tell me, I want to be toned, but not muscular. And so one of the very first things I say when I sit down in a consultation with a woman and she tells me I want to be toned, but I don't want to build muscle, is I say, you do realize that being toned actually does mean you're going to put on muscle, right? Because muscle is basically what you're saying you want to do when you want to tone your body. So you're replacing fat with muscle to get that toned look. And most of the time, women don't understand that or realize that. And I get that what most women are trying to say to me is, I want to stay leaner and I don't want to necessarily look like a bodybuilder, but I do want to kind of come at that from the angle of helping you realize and recognize that it takes a lot of very specific training to get to that place and to look like that. So it's not just going to happen. It is something that you have to intentionally train toward to look like. So I want you just to get out of your head that if you are eating protein or you are, exercising and lifting weights, that you are going to, automatically look like a bodybuilder. Okay. So we're just going to combat that whole idea before we even start, because you definitely do need 6 classes of nutrients. And one of the first ones that you need and that we're going to talk about is protein. When you eat foods that contain protein, they're broken down in your body as amino acids. And basically what these amino acids do is they go in and they repair your muscle tissue. And so it also means that they help your muscles to recover at a faster rate than they would if you did not eat that protein, okay? It's needed for so many things. It's needed to help you to build that muscle, but it's also needed to help your immune and your nervous system. So I want you guys to keep in mind how important eating protein is. It is one of the 6 essential nutrients. Another one that we hear a lot about, and especially when people are dieting, a lot of times people will say that what they want to do is cut out carbohydrates, right? Well, there is a type of dieting and a fad that's out there right now called keto dieting, where you cut out a lot of your carbohydrates, most of your carbohydrates, to lose fat quickly. And there can be benefits to that. I do want to say, though, as a overall healthy lifestyle, it is not the diet that I recommend. And the reason being, it is a very difficult lifestyle to not only maintain, but when you get into that ketosis, basically your body has depleted its glycogen stores, and now you're pulling from your fat stores. So a lot of different things begin to happen. Yes, you burn fat faster, but you also, because you have no glycogen stores, which would come from your quick energy stores, you also you're slower in your thinking and some other things. And when you get off of that diet or you go back to eating carbohydrates, a lot of times what ends up happening is your body absorbs that carbohydrate into the glycogen stores and you gain the weight right back that you had just lost. So I tend to focus more on an overall healthy lifestyle as opposed to fad diets or a quick fat loss solution. Not that it's all bad or that it's not doable for some people. I'm not saying that there aren't maybe medical reasons or reasons why people choose to do that diet and can possibly maintain it. But for a good majority of people that I've personally met, they have had those results. So I just want to say that carbohydrates themselves are not necessarily all bad. So we have to kind of combat some of these ideas and some of these fads so that we can understand nutrition properly and make that part of our lifestyle. So carbohydrates do, like I said, they give you that energy to function properly throughout your day, and they help you to maintain your energy levels throughout the day. And that's what we were kind of talking about a minute ago with your glycogen stores, because they help you to fill up your glycogen stores. So they also, when you ingest carbohydrates, your pancreas releases a hormone called insulin, and insulin helps the carbs to be stored in your muscles, or they store as fat. So they basically will be an energy supply and not only enable you to achieve a better fat loss result, but they help your overall physique. So again, I just want to touch on some of these fads and some of these ideas that we have about some of these nutrients that our bodies need, that sometimes in our society we tend to think of as good and bad and even evil. You know, I've heard people say that's evil, I don't want to touch it. And so the next one would be fats, which of course is another one of our 6 basic nutrients that our body needs. So we have touched on water, protein, carbohydrates, and now our 4th one, which is fats. You know, one of the first myths that we have with when we hear the word fat is that they make you fat. And of course, with the name being fat, you know, that tends to be where our mind goes. But the truth of it is, your body needs fats to survive, okay? So they are a very important macronutrient. And stored fats are our main source of energy. And there is a difference between good and bad fats. So some of the good fats that you can eat that your body needs on a daily basis would be an avocado, any type of good nut, almonds, cashews, things like that. Of course, peanut butter. A lot of people think peanut butter And I think that at some point it might have even been in the meat category as a protein, but it is not a protein. It is a good fat. So those are things that your body needs on a day-to-day basis. And then the next one that we're going to touch on are minerals, vitamins and minerals that, we get some of that in our food, but we don't usually get enough of that to maintain a healthy lifestyle and to reach our weight loss goals. So they're important nutrients in our body because they not only help us to function properly, but they also allow chemical reactions to occur in our body at a faster rate. And they are needed just like, the carbohydrates, the protein, and the fat. But we just don't need them like we, in the same amount that we would get in the food that we eat. You cannot necessarily get all of them that you need from your food. So a lot of times we have to take a good B complex vitamin to give you more energy throughout the day, or a good multivitamin to add in some of those other nutrients that your body might need. And everybody is different. I've had to work and kind of find the right combination for me of what my body needs. And one of the things that I always have my clients do to get started is keep a food log for, even if it's just a week. You can tell a lot about a person's habits by what they eat daily and what they might need to start changing after you kind of look at it from kind of a overview of their day-to-day habits. And then you can kind of get a game plan for what they need to maybe change by seeing those habits throughout the day. So it's really important, sometimes, especially when you're trying to start a new habit, to write those things down every day. In fact, I actually write down every single day what I eat, what I drink, and I keep a log. I call it a food log. And if I ever do run into an issue, it helps me to be able to go back and look at that and see, what have I been doing lately, or what habits do I have that I might need to tweak and change? And the interesting thing is, a lot of women, in particular women, and I think this also pertains to men, but I always say you should love me because I'm going to tell you that you need to eat more. A lot of times, the habit that I see that a lot of people have is they tend to maybe skip meals and then eat that just really big meal at night and maybe snack until bedtime. And that is not a healthy way for us to live because it slows down our metabolism. Whereas if we will slow down and take the time to plan and eat smaller meals broken down throughout the day, it gives our metabolism that source of constant energy that we need. And it helps your metabolism to speed up doing it that way, as opposed to slowing down when we don't give it that constant source of nutrition. So, you want to be sure that just a few little habits and things that you can work on. You want to be sure that you're drinking your water, number one, and slowly weeding out those things that aren't good for you to drink. And then the second thing you want to do is you want to start that food log, and maybe just for one solid week, just keep track of what you do, and then look at it and say, what are some habits and some things that I might need to change to get my nutrition in a better place? So that would be a good place to start. And then you can decide, okay, am I skipping meals? Do I need to eat smaller meals? Am I eating, just one big meal at the end of the day? And then another thing to remember is that you always want to be sure that you give your body everything time to rest. And so you definitely don't want to eat a big meal and then just go to bed with a full stomach, because that's really not good for your digestive system. You want to give your digestive system a good amount of time to rest, and that helps you to sleep better as well. So those are some small things, little habits that you can work on and kind of tweak to get you on track. And then from there, you can figure out what kind of vitamins you might need. If there's, if you still are doing everything right and you have low energy, You may need a B vitamin added in, even with a multivitamin. Who knows what you personally need? You might tend to get sick easily, so you might need to add in some extra vitamin C. All those things are things that you can figure out, but it's really hard to figure those things out if everything's out of whack. If you're not drinking your water, you're drinking a lot of sodas, you're not sleeping well, you're not eating well, you're not exercising, it makes it really difficult to figure out what needs your body might have. So if we would pair all these things that we've talked about the last 3 episodes, which would be, getting proper sleep, getting proper exercise, and now proper nutrition, that'll set us off on the right foot for 2018 to have a healthy lifestyle. So I hope that some things that we said today have challenged you and giving you just an idea of what you might need to do to continue forward on this journey of health and wellness for you. And I want to remind you guys to be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, like us on Facebook. And remember, everybody, set goals, say your prayers, and work hard. Love you guys. Be blessed.
Now that we've given you more ways to live the healthy lifestyle you were created to live, the next step is to reach out to us for links to online training videos, show notes, guest information, and more on rureal.org. We appreciate your time and look forward to helping you continue your journey towards a happy, healthier life here on Are You Real Fit?